In this video, we'll be taking a look at 3 NFL games happening on August 25th, 2024, and providing you with free team picks and total picks for each one of those games. So 6 picks in total. Welcome back to Cash Out Sports. Let's dive right into it. Oh, and don't forget to subscribe and to click the bell icon to get notified as soon as these videos get released so that you have more time to plan out your bets as we provide these videos on a daily basis. I can guarantee that you'll have all the important information that you'll need on these 3 NFL games after fully watching this video. One more thing before we start, if you would like to gain access to our best exclusive sports picks to take your journey to the next level, then check out our Patreon in the link down below where we offer our best single picks, parlay picks, and much more. Now let's get started. Tennessee Titans versus New Orleans Saints. The New Orleans Saints and the Tennessee Titans are set to wrap up their preseason schedules with a face-off at the Superdome in New Orleans on Sunday afternoon. This matchup will be significant for both teams, each looking to finalize their preparations before the regular season begins. The Titans are embarking on a new journey this year under the leadership of their new head coach, Brian Callahan. Along with this transition, they are also adjusting to the departure of their star running back, Derrick Henry, who has been a cornerstone of their offense for years. On the other hand, the Saints are sticking with Derek Carr as their starting quarterback for the second consecutive season, hoping to see a marked improvement after last year's underwhelming performance. The Saints' defense has been a strong point throughout the preseason, with standout performances from players like Chase Young and Anthony Orji. This defensive front has excelled in disrupting opposing offenses, making them a formidable force heading into the matchup with a Titans team still searching for its offensive identity. On the offensive side, the Saints line has shown commendable resilience, particularly in protecting the quarterback and establishing a solid running game under the guidance of offensive coordinator Clint Kubiak. There's a strong desire within the team to demonstrate improvement and build momentum as they approach the regular season. Despite dealing with injuries, a challenge the Saints have faced for the past 3 years, they've managed to maintain competitiveness, particularly in recent games against the Arizona Cardinals and San Francisco 49ers. The emergence of Jamal Williams as a reliable RB2, along with the development of quarterbacks Spencer Rattler and Jake Heiner, provides a glimmer of hope for their sputtering offense. Given the nature of preseason games, where underdogs often have an advantage, it seems wise to back the Saints to cover the spread as underdogs in this matchup. The Titans have kept their games close, but their offense hasn't been particularly impressive, and better quarterback play from the Saints, including contributions from Rattler, could be the deciding factor. So the New Orleans Saints to cover the spread as underdogs is our full game side pick. When it comes to scoring, both the Saints and the Titans have struggled to produce high numbers in their preseason games. The Titans have consistently hit the under in their previous preseason matchups, and the same can be said for the Saints, whose offense has been sluggish as they adapt to new schemes and personnel under Clint Kubiak. The Titans, under first-year offensive coordinator Nick Halls, are still trying to find their rhythm with a largely unproven roster, especially at the quarterback position. Even though their starters are expected to play 3 drives, they've had difficulty finding the end zone early on. In their last outing, the Titans' backup quarterbacks, including Will Levis, showed inconsistency, missing key opportunities to score. Meanwhile, the Saints' offense remains a work in progress, particularly with injuries hindering their ability to build momentum. Their recent 16-10 loss to the 49ers highlighted a defense that's already well coordinated, but an offense that's still struggling to find its groove. Although the Saints' offensive line has shown some improvement, it's still in the process of gelling, and their quarterback rotation hasn't inspired much confidence in their ability to generate points. As a result, both teams are likely to focus more on execution and minimizing errors rather than taking risks or pushing the pace downfield. Defensively, both squads have been solid, with the Titans' revamped linebacking core showing promise under new defensive coordinator Dennard Wilson, and the Saints' pass rush, led by the recently acquired Chase Young, proving to be a disruptive force. I don't anticipate much offensive fireworks in this game, particularly from the Saints. Throughout the preseason, the Saints have ranked 21st in scoring, even with regular appearances from Derek Carr and other key offensive players. On Sunday, the Saints are expected to give significant playing time to rookie quarterback Spencer Rattler as he fights for a spot on the roster, which already features Taysom Hill as a viable third-string emergency quarterback. So far, Rattler has completed 13 of 25 passes in the preseason, averaging just 3.9 yards per attempt. Given the circumstances, I expect to see plenty of action from the special teams, with numerous punts and potential field goals, which will likely keep the scoring low in this preseason finale. Therefore, under the projected total is our full game total pick. Arizona Cardinals versus Denver Broncos. As the NFL preseason winds down, the Arizona Cardinals and Denver Broncos are set to face off in one of the final matchups on Sunday. Arizona, currently sitting at 0-2, suffered a tough loss last weekend, falling 21-13 on the road against the Indianapolis Colts. Meanwhile, Denver, boasting a 2-0 record, showcased a strong defensive performance by dismantling the Green Bay Packers with a commanding 27-2 victory at home. This game represents a crucial opportunity for many players to prove their worth as the preseason wraps up with the kickoff at Empower Field at Mile High. The last time these two teams met was during the first week of preseason last year, where Arizona narrowly edged out Denver with an 18-17 victory. However, the trajectories of both teams have diverged since then. The Cardinals are still grappling with finding their identity, whereas the Broncos appear to have rectified some of the issues that plagued them last season. Denver is set to start a rookie quarterback this season, and Knicks will likely see some action in this game before yielding to a pair of veteran quarterbacks who could pose a challenge to the Cardinals' defense. The competition between Stidham and Wilson for the backup quarterback spot has been intense, and both players are expected to make an impact in this game. Denver's defense has been solid throughout the preseason and should continue to perform well against Arizona's backup players. Denver enters this game with the ambition of finishing the preseason with a perfect 3-0 record. However, the focus will be on how their offense performs. In the first two games, we witnessed a tight contest between quarterback Stidham, Knicks, and Wilson, but it seems that Knicks has emerged as the frontrunner. On the other side, Arizona will likely rely on Tune and Ritter under center, which doesn't inspire much confidence. Even if Knicks doesn't play, Stidham and Wilson are still capable of leading the Broncos' offense effectively. Playing at home gives the Broncos a distinct advantage, as visiting teams often struggle to adjust to the altitude in Denver. Over their first two preseason games, the Broncos have moved the ball efficiently, and their defense was stellar against the Packers in Week 2. Conversely, the Cardinals have faced challenges with discipline, and their pass rush has been underwhelming. Arizona's lack of depth is another concern, which becomes especially significant when considering preseason betting. Even if Knicks sits out, the Broncos still have more reliable backup quarterbacks in Wilson and Stidham. For this game, the betting line is more reasonable. The Arizona Cardinals have shown little promise through two preseason games, and the final preseason game is typically not the stage where teams see significant improvements, as lower-level players often dominate the playing time. The Denver Broncos have been dominant, winning 3 consecutive preseason games. They've scored a combined 61 points in their first 2 outings, making the Denver Broncos to win and cover the spread as favorites our full-game side pick. While Denver's offense has been fairly productive in the preseason, the same cannot be said for Arizona. The Cardinals have struggled to find the end zone, and their prospects are further dampened by the fact that their starting quarterback, along with other key starters, will not be participating in this game. Although the backup quarterback battle between Tune and Ritter is intriguing, it seems likely to result in forced errors against a Denver defense eager to showcase their talent. As a result, the Cardinals' offense could struggle significantly in this matchup. Denver's defense was exceptional against Green Bay, not allowing the Packers a single trip to the red zone, and I anticipate another strong performance from them. Despite some concerns on defense, the Cardinals don't appear to be entirely deficient in that area. Therefore, I'm leaning towards betting on the under for this game. Both teams will likely aim to control the line of scrimmage. Even though the Broncos dominated the Packers, they were penalized 13 times for a total of 120 yards. If Denver and Arizona continue to struggle with discipline, we might witness a low-scoring affair. This being the final chance for teams to experiment before the regular season begins, expect a cautious approach that could result in a lower-than-expected scoreline. Hence, under the projected total is our full-game total pick. New England Patriots versus Washington Commanders. The New England Patriots, currently holding a 1-1 record, will travel to Landover, Maryland, to face the Washington Commanders, who are sitting at 0-2 in a non-conference preseason showdown at Commanders Field this Saturday evening. The Patriots are aiming to secure their second win of the 2024 preseason after a victory in Week 1, but they stumbled last Saturday in a loss to the Philadelphia Eagles. Meanwhile, the Commanders are still in search of their first preseason victory, following a defeat at the hands of the Miami Dolphins last week. The last time these two teams met in a preseason game, back in 2021, the Patriots came out on top with a 22-13 victory on their home turf. In recent preseason games, the Patriots have struggled against the spread, losing 3 of their last 4 contests, including a setback last week against the Eagles. Their difficulties extend beyond the preseason, as they ended their 2023 season with 4 consecutive losses against the spread. Offensively, New England has faltered in the lead-up to the regular season, failing to surpass 17 points in their last 3 games. Ranking near the bottom of the league in several offensive categories this preseason, the Patriots might find it challenging to mount a comeback if they fall behind early on the road against Washington. On the other hand, the Commanders have performed well against the spread in their recent preseason outings, winning 2 of their last 3 home games and narrowly missing a third by just 1.5 points. Quarterback Jayden Daniels, the second overall pick in the draft, impressed with extended playing time last week, completing 10 of 12 passes for 78 yards and adding a rushing touchdown. Washington's ground game was also strong, averaging 5 yards per carry, which could help them control the tempo as they advance down the field. Given the Patriots' current form, it's hard to envision them winning by more than 5 points on the road. Their offense has been hampered by injuries and hasn't been able to score enough to create a significant lead. While they may emerge victorious due to superior quarterback play, the game will likely be decided by a narrow margin, possibly a field goal. Washington's secondary should be able to contain New England's receivers without much trouble, and offensively, the Commanders are well positioned to exploit the Patriots' vulnerable edge. Despite the Commanders' struggles in their first 2 preseason games and their inability to finish drives against the Dolphins last week, expecting them to lose by nearly a touchdown in a preseason matchup feels excessive. In these types of games, where roster changes are frequent and key players are often sidelined, anything can happen. For that reason, I'll take the Washington Commanders and the points, as the current spread seems far too high. Look for a closely contested game that is decided by a margin of 3 points or less, regardless of which team wins. So the Washington Commanders to cover the spread as underdogs is our full game side pick. The Patriots have consistently gone under the point total in 4 of their last 5 preseason games, which is not surprising given their recent struggles to score. This trend has continued this season, with both of their preseason games falling under the point total and their offense failing to surpass 17 points in their last 3 contests. Last year, New England also went under the point total in 5 of their first 6 regular season games. Despite giving significant playing time to several new offensive players at key positions last week, the Patriots managed only 1 touchdown, a 4-yard run by rookie quarterback May. Defensively, New England was strong last year, ranking 7th in the league by allowing just 301.6 yards per game. All signs point to another low-scoring game this week in Washington. The Commanders, on their part, have failed to score more than 17 points in 3 of their last 5 preseason games and managed only 6 points on a quarterback scramble against the Dolphins last week. Defensively, Washington held Miami to just 13 points, and given that the Patriots' offense is expected to be even less potent than Miami's, the Commanders should be able to limit New England's scoring opportunities. Neither team has reached the 20-point mark in the preseason so far. Washington is not expected to play starting quarterback Jayden Daniels, and New England will likely limit the playing time of May and Jacoby Brissett. With both passing offenses likely to be inconsistent, and neither defense having allowed more than 20 points in 2 games, a low-scoring affair seems probable. Both teams are being led by new coaches with a defensive mindset. Under the projected total is our full game total pick. That's all for now, so if you have any other games you would like reviewed, then leave a comment down below with the game you would like analyzed. Subscribe to our channel, leave a like on this video, and we'll get to it as soon as we possibly can. We would also love to hear your opinion on the picks presented to you in this video, whether you agree or disagree with them, so leave a comment down below and do let us know.